Welcome back. This is Into the Infinite. I'm Charlie, and I'm so grateful that you're here. A face to the voice and the hands. The hands will be talking a lot too. Let me just move this out of the way so I don't accidentally punch myself with a mic. Because that face it's happened before in outtakes. So, what's this announcement about today? What is this announcement about, my friends? Well, this is the launch of A Course in Creativity. So I have been working on this behind the scenes because I really wanted to bring together the principles of A Course in Miracles together with creativity, as we do on this channel with the creative awakening, intuitive artistry, that kind of thing, all things kind of creativity and those getting those creative juices flowing, right? So I've been a student of A Course in Miracles for just over a decade now, which don't let that sound like gatekeepy or anything like that. You can pick up this book, start reading it tomorrow, find profound lessons in it, and you can start to talk about it too. So don't let the time frames become something that gatekeeps you from sharing your wisdom, because we need it, right? So it is based on A Course in Miracles, this edition here. The reason why is because it has the workbook for students, right? So we're going to be working from that. There are smaller editions, such as this one. I sometimes take this if I'm going on the road to visit family or if I'm going on vacation and I want to read from it. Woo, there we go. It's a smaller edition, but the point of it is to get the text, right? So you want the workbook for students. I'll put the descriptions I'll put the links in the descriptions below for both of these texts so that you have access to them, so that you can pick them up and know which one is which for what we'll be doing. And you can also find this material online. I'll also put a link to that in the description below, as well as some supplemental material from the website Circle of Atonement. So that is another excellent website that I've used over the years. Yeah, I'm really excited that we're doing this, my friends. It is looking through A Course in Miracles through the perspective of creativity. And so what is A Course in Miracles? What is it? What is what's the big idea? A Course in Miracles was written in 1976 by Helen Schucman and William Thetford. They are both professors of medical psychology at Columbia University. So Helen channeled the text. Kenneth Wapnick, Wapnick, helped to edit the material. And by editing, I mean grammatical errors, not Council of Nicaea kind of editing, right? We're not talking about taking chunks out of the text. No. We're not like that. Editing just in terms of grammar, right? And making sure that it made sense as a whole with the grammatical aspects, all of that stuff. It is a profound text. It's been, it's influenced so many different authors. There are quite a few that brought the text to a more mainstream audience, among them two being Marianne Williamson and Gerald Jampolsky. So Marianne Williamson was featured on Oprah in the early 90s, and Jampolsky was featured on Johnny Carson in the early 90s as well. For those of you who remember who Johnny Carson was, yes. Oh my gosh, I am acutely reminded that I need to make sure I'm getting two things, and that is soluble fiber and moisturizing daily. When I say, oh yeah, I remember Johnny Carson vaguely, but I remember. Anyways, this is Marianne Williamson's book. It has a different cover now because it's a new edition, but the good stuff in here is the same. This is the copy I've read and highlighted and reread, and it's so loved. But Marianne Williamson is one of the main teachers of A Course in Miracles today. So between her and Gabrielle Bernstein, who is deeply influenced by Marianne Williamson's work, and who I've been deeply influenced by, let's be real here, it really is bringing A Course in Miracles to a whole new generation of folks, right? And Gerald Jampolsky wrote this book in 1979, and it too was released in the early 90s. And that book was, it also goes over the principles of A Course in Miracles. There's, this book, it definitely is dated to its time with some pretty interesting, imagery and things like that in it. But the content in the book really breaks down A Course in Miracles beautifully. Some other authors that have taken A Course in Miracles and really run with it and made it accessible to folks, Robert Holden and Holly Holden, Chuck Spizzano, there's also Alan Cohen, Karen Casey, there's a ton of others. Those are the ones that I have on my bookshelf. Well, bookshelves, there's many, but this is one of the primary ones. But the material has stood the test of time. And the reality is that it provides a manual to help you forgive yourself And this is done through making inner peace accessible to us, right? And my whole thing with creativity is understanding that inner peace is what is not only, facilitated by creativity, but it's almost like this sort of, it's this cyclical infinity loop of creativity, inner peace. It's like this exchange that happens with both of them. And what I found with the workbook was that it helped me to start to break down, how do I get there? How do I get there? How do I restructure my mind in a way that facilitates inner peace? Now, we have terms like DBT and CBT that really help with this in terms of cognitive restructuring. From a psychological and therapeutic standpoint. But this I found to integrate spirituality in a way that really was profound and continues to be profound, right? The stuff that we talk about doing tarot on this channel, the things that we talk about doing tarot on this channel, to me, embody so many of these lessons, right? And, I see some of the comments on some of the videos that are kind of blowing up, which is, I'm very grateful for. That's unexpected and amazing. So thank you for that. Some of the comments are, how do I move past this? Or I want this to happen. And, when we speak of creativity, tarot facilitates a process that's going on within us, right? So it's facilitating an awakening process that's already happening. It's calling wisdom to us. And that's what I love about it so much, because in itself, it is a generative process of creativity. It's planting seeds all the time. And what I found with A Course in Miracles is it really gave me a roadmap to open up to creativity within myself. It gave me a roadmap to forgive. And I wanted to share the way that I've used this, creatively speaking, and give that to you at the wonderful cost of free $99. So yeah, and it's really, I like tools that help immediately, that I can start to, use today, and that I don't have to wait to implement. It's like immediately actionable. It has to be useful right in the moment. And that's not to make demands of information that's shared or stories or anything along those lines. But I find that the most actionable information is the most deeply impactful and deeply spiritually inclined as well, because it meets you where you are. That's the beauty of joining us and joining me. By us, it's like the royal we, my cat and I. But it helps you to forgive yourself and to take to kind of take a long view of what's happening in your life. Who doesn't want more inner peace? Who doesn't want to be able to think in a way that brings them peace and helps them to see how things like the ego have kind of taken over, right, in their life. And that can be a little bit intimidating. Like, let me just casually deconstruct the ego for you. That does not sound like a fun weekend. I mean, profound, but right? So this goes through the whole year. So there's 365 lessons. Each video that I make will be about 10 to 15 minutes long at most. On Instagram, you'll find additional content with journal prompts that are my Creative Sparks Redux. So it's a redoing of the Creative Sparks in service to this information that I'm putting together in these videos. And when it comes to other content, you'll see that on Facebook as well. So feel free to join those communities there. And from here, though, some of the concepts, I'm going to be making some other videos to kind of go over the concepts and themes within A Course in Miracles, just to break them down a little bit, to introduce you to them. Like, what is a miracle? What is a miracle? So stay tuned for that video. If you're watching this after I've made it, I am going to go back and put cards so that you'll be able to see it all. And, what is a miracle? What are the themes of it? Like the holy instant. What is that? What is atonement? What does atonement mean? And a lot of A Course in Miracles language is very religious. So it's a religious orientation in terms of Western Christian. And a lot of these channeled texts reflect the author's own experiences. And at the time in 1976, that was the dominant paradigm. So from my Course in Creativity perspective, it will be more secular and accessible to many people. So I'm going to be relying less on the overtones of religion, even though there's nothing wrong with them. They can just be quite charged. And as a member of the 2S LGBTQ plus community, I know that there are more implications of how we've kind of been locked out of this idea of God, right? So it's really just to make it accessible to everybody and to respect triggers that might come up and to make spirituality meet you where you are, as the Course in Miracles has done for me. So I'm so excited to bring this to you, A Course in Creativity, starting next week. join us on this channel for that purpose. I am so thrilled, and I can't wait to start to share this with you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next videos on this channel. And if not, I will see you on the first lesson next week. Take care.